Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cognitive Holiday Webinar Playbook. We're so thrilled that you are joining us. A quick overview before we get started on who are the people sitting with the fancy lights around our neck. I'm Sara Galloway. I head our strategy and consulting group here at Cognitive. We're responsible for designing loyalty programs and ensuring their success for our clients long term. And with me, we're in for a real treat because we have Ryan Dagner.
Hi, Ryan Dagner. I'm the director of our strategy and planning team here at Cognitive. My mission is to help our clients to use their loyalty program and the customer experience to maximize their ROI and their, the love from their customers.
Today, we're going to be chatting with you all about your holiday plans. We know that you're likely in full swing right now. Maybe some of you actually aren't taking breaths anymore because you have so much going out the door. What we thought we could do today is share some tips and tricks for how you can maximize just a little bit further some of the tactics and strategies that you've been deploying likely or that you're getting ready to deploy using the assets that are available to you. So before we get started, we thought we would just share a couple of reasons as to why this conversation is so pertinent, given that we are only in September. The first is we know from the research that we're seeing in market, your customers are keeping a very close eye on you this holiday season. So almost half, about 40% of people worldwide are saying that they don't necessarily have a high amount of trust with companies right now. They don't think that brands are prioritizing the experience. They believe that brands are prioritizing profit. And what that means as we transition into this holiday season is that customers aren't expecting a one-time, one-size-fits-all value exchange or discount. They want those to be extended across your brand for an extended period of time. Why we say this is about half of your customers this holiday season are planning to spend less with you and overall than they had in prior years. And more explicitly, they're expecting to shop as little as possible. And 41% are expected to set a very strict budget and hold true to that. So you're really going to be fighting to get the consumer's attention this holiday season. Half of consumers will actually start shopping in October. So those boo campaigns are likely turning into more of your holiday Kris Kringle. And those may be starting even as early as September. I know I've seen a few of those creep into my inbox where 37% of consumers are expected to start holiday shopping in September as well.
So thinking about what your promotional plan might look like, well, it probably looks something like this. You're going to have an incredibly high number of engagement type campaigns, campaigns that are intended to drive a sale. And we'll be experiencing this probably more than any other, focusing on that than any other life cycle. Number two, brands won't actively deliver relevant lifecycle campaigns to their consumers this holiday season. You'll be so focused on engagement that you'll forget there might be people who need support with onboarding. There might be people who are need support because they're no longer shopping with you. So yeah. Why is this so important? Because 40% of your customers are likely starting their shopping experience right now from a corrective life cycle.
Yeah.
And as a result, this is what it's probably going to look like in the inbox. Black Friday starts earlier than ever. Black Friday ends later than ever. Discounts are the most prevalent. Discounts, sales, you name it. Customers know really what to expect from their inbox this time of year.
Yeah.
So we want to talk to you about how you can stand out.
I can close my eyes and envision my inbox right now, having a few of these creeping into it. Yeah, they really all do start to blur together.
Very much so.
as a result of these campaigns that Ryan had just showed, what you're likely going to be experiencing if you are on the brand side are two parts. First is you're likely going to see some higher enrollment this holiday season. Whether you are or are not trying to push enrollment, consumers will naturally just sign up to see what else they can get from you. So most clients that we speak to or brands that we speak to this holiday season, their enrollment for loyalty or CRM skyrockets, jumping at least 50% during the holiday season. We have a few that have jumped upwards of 80% plus. So expect your numbers to climb a bit as consumers look to see what else they can get from you. And that doesn't necessarily mean those consumers are going to be loyal to you long term. Unfortunately, what we see is that really post-holiday season, the return rate is not very strong. A good chunk of your consumers will not be returning with you. From the research that we have done, really only about a third of consumers, slightly less than that, say that they're creatures of habit when they choose where to shop, which means brands are really expected to miss out on some share of wallet long term.
So what should you do? At this point in time, you want to use all your available brand assets to stand out, and that definitively includes your loyalty program. Use it to stand out from the competition. Use it to stand out from those discount-driven messages. Deliver timely and relevant customer lifecycle content. Do think about the fact that your customers might not are all in a different state. They're all in a different position within the customer lifecycle. And ultimately demonstrate what long-term brand value looks like and give them a reason to come back post-holiday shopping. So what we really want to do today is share some loyalty strategies, share some ideas with you that will help your already planned holiday promotions be a little bit more successful.
I can't wait. I know you're going to come up with some good ones. And the ones that Ryan and I were chatting going into this conversation, and at Cognitive, we take the customer life cycle very seriously, and it ranges across stages of onboarding through to activation, and then making sure that we have stages where we are expanding the relationship, getting those customers to continuously come back and shop, growing their relationship. And then, of course, we know some customers, unfortunately, as we saw on the previous slide, they're naturally going to leave. So we want to make sure we have those corrective stages available and ready to make sure that we're ready to pull the customer back in if they do start to fall. And knowing that we have some highlights that we previously mentioned, where you're likely going to be getting a good chunk of new customers this holiday season, and you're probably going to be talking to customers that maybe once were engaging with you or purchasing with you and then are coming back to see what they can get from you this holiday season, so they're coming from a corrective state. We thought, let's highlight two life cycle stages that we think are most likely to need some additional love this holiday season. And so Ryan had some really great ideas on how we can start to show and highlight where those opportunities can come to life. So on the first life cycle stage, activate, from a data standpoint, this is where a customer has likely made one purchase with you. They haven't yet reached a state of stickiness, though, with you. From a data standpoint, we would consider this a safe spot. They're not there yet, meaning the likelihood of them to come back, it hasn't stabilized. So at this stage in your journey with your customer, you are really focusing in on introducing the consumer to your brand, but not just to your brand, all of the benefits that are available to the consumer through your brand. That could be loyalty and non-loyalty. We want to make sure we're highlighting it all. With a few objectives here from a sub-journey standpoint. The first is, of course, conversion. Early conversion is key. So getting the consumer to make that first and second purchase during the holiday season. A lot of consumers will enroll and purchase in the same journey. So that does not mean that they have been introduced to your brand. We want to make sure we're converting them to the second purchase. Some brands actually, to reach that sticking point, need all the way through to the fourth transaction for that fourth trip, where then there's a likelihood that the consumer is going to come back after that. And because of that, we have another milestone, which is reinforcement. making sure that the consumer is continuously message the value of the brand or loyalty program, if that is what we are highlighting, and that we are sharing the positive relationship that we are establishing with the customer. So, Ryan, give us some tips.
Let's talk holiday best practices about loyalty onboarding. Well, there's 3 things that we would really love to see brands do more of this season. Number 1, highlight the value members receive. So, if you're giving points for someone, you want to make sure they're reiterating that throughout the purchase experience. I love this example from Nordstrom's, where people are shopping in store and they're really focusing on the benefit members can receive for using a personal shopper. Number 2, really make sure you're using your existing benefits to your advantage. In this example here, they are sharing, a very traditional type of message around, having a merry Hallmark movie night with, and all the things you need to do that.
Are we going to do that this holiday season?
I think we should.
Okay, good. I think I do too.
But what they're doing really smartly here is they are highlighting a benefit that members receive by shopping, buying online and picking up in store, taking advantage of the BOPUS discount. So they're really, they're pairing that happy, warm messaging with, don't forget, members get this benefit.
Great.
And speaking of members, we really like to see it when brands use their members as brand advocates. So, the example here from Key Rewards, highlighting member favorites, using your members as an advocate for your campaign. I think this is so smart, particularly during the holiday season. There are probably customers are out there who, are unsure of what to buy. What should I get for their favorite friend, their favorite coworker? Well, what a great way to highlight, some products by theming them under member favorites.
I love that. Yeah, we talk about this. Your consumers are, sometimes it can be frustrating when we're trying to nudge them along, but they really are such a valuable asset as well, and all of the data that sits with them.
A couple of things that we think brands should be avoiding this time of year. Number 1, sticking to your generic welcome campaigns. Find a way to pull the holiday spirit into those onboarding communications, particularly for people who are enrolling at this time. Really everywhere we go, we kind of think we should, see a little sparkle, see a little, flashing lights, just something to get us excited about the season. So don't forget to do that with your welcome campaigns. Second, thinking ahead, don't go dark post holidays. This is the perfect time to come back, remind your members about loyalty, about their enrollment in your program during the holidays, and really reinforce the benefits they're going to receive throughout the new year when they shop with you.
I love these, and I can't say I would be upset if I didn't get another generic welcome email this year. It's a great call out. Our next life cycle stage that we thought would be interesting to highlight is at risk. This is when a customer has showed that they are stopping some spend against how they do typically purchase with your brand. And it's important to note that every customer does have a unique purchase cadence, which means Ryan and I could be shopping the same brand, and Ryan could be shopping every week. I could be shopping every single month. Our stages at which we enter into at risk will vary as a result of that. So our really the tone of voice should change as well, and the timing of when we receive these messages is so important. With that, we have a few sub-journeys to highlight. The first is correct, where we are reminding the consumer of all of the value that you've given them as a brand from shopping with you. That can be emotional and tangible. And then we have our win back. No surprise, consumers do expect to receive some type of an offer if they have gone too long without purchasing. We don't want that to be the first experience that they have, of course, but there always can be an incentive to try to get someone to come back in and shop with the brand when necessary. Should we talk about some tips?
So some tips for really driving re-engagement during the holiday period. So 3 things we'd like to see brands do more. Leverage and incent the cross-channel experience. I think this is, particularly during the holidays, you can use those loyalty benefits to, get a customer to shop in store. If it's too busy in store, get them to order online. This can be a really effective tactic to, control, those customer experiences as much as possible. Number two, check in. Use progress trackers to help, particularly keeping those who have reactivated back on track. And this can be as simple as, this example from Sephora, where it's basically a checklist of the loyalty benefits, making sure that people kind of take advantage of them during the holidays, post-holidays, just really checking in with your customers and reinforcing loyalty.
So simple, so smart.
Yep. Number three, if you have a tiering program, don't forget to leverage it. You can leverage it to encourage requalifications or leveling customers up. Particularly, programs that have that sort of yearly requalification element. It's a great tactic to go back to your customers and be like, hey, you're not on track to requalify for Elite this year. What a great time to shop. We've got all sorts of holiday sales.
Here's a little boost to get you there.
Exactly. One thing we think brands should really be avoiding, particularly during the holiday season, using that generic "we miss you" messaging.
Yeah.
Take a positive approach. Emphasize the value of your program and what it offers to your customers. Keep it in the spirit of the season.
Yeah, I love that.
So 4 things to remember when activating against your life cycle, both now and post-holidays.
We'll keep it easy. We know you have a lot on your plate just for.
Number 1, onboarding is hard. Stay focused. We see sometimes over 90% of customers won't continue through onboarding. So make sure you're using those nurture and reinforcement touch points throughout the year and get your customer past that second transaction. Get your customer to that sticky point. Number 2, remember your brand has a lot to offer. Whether it's tiering, added benefits for BOFIS, or trends from other members, you have a lot to showcase. Have fun with it. And number 3, talk to the customer based on how they shop. As Sarah was saying, no 2 customers are the same. Communicating to the customer based on their unique purchase cadence can drive up to a 7% higher conversion.
Yeah. That's a big one, and we'd probably be remiss, as we were mentioning earlier, that we view take the life cycle stage as so important, so strongly here at Cognitive, and one of the reasons for that is it's not just important to execute against today. We need to make sure that we understand tomorrow to make sure that we're prepared for that as well. So, thoughtfully communicating to the customer based on the exact journey that they are in today, that life cycle stage, but planning against those predictions for where they're going to be in December, where will they be in January and February, so you aren't overextending offers when you don't need to, and you're pushing the right offers when you really do need that. So, with Cognitive, our models are 98+% accurate when we start looking at 1 month from now, where is someone going to be, which can be really helpful when starting to highlight future movement, especially post-holiday season. So we know you guys are busy, as we called out at the beginning. We talked to many of you on a regular cadence, and we appreciate how much you have going on. But we want to chat with you some more. So if you do have a desire to learn a bit more about the life cycle stages that we highlighted today, or you want to hear a bit more about some of the other stages that we didn't get a chance to talk about in these 30 minutes, give us a call. So send us an email at hello@cognitive.com or visit our website. And we do have a holiday service that Ryan and I are personally deploying with our teams. So if you can't tell, this best friendship can continue on and make its way directly into your office. What that means is you'll get one-on-one sessions with Ryan and myself and our team members to get best-in-class loyalty experience, a tailored promotion guide, and we'll actually take a look at where your customers are in the life cycle journey and predict where they're expected to be this holiday season and beyond, so we can then do some more robust campaign planning and ROI modeling with you to ensure that you're really maximizing your sales. So please give us a call. We really appreciate you taking the time. I should maybe turn on some flashing lights here as we get closer to the end here, but didn't want to cause anyone any some serious challenges with this conversation. So we'll keep it neutral for now. But we really do have a lot of fun, and we're excited to chat with you. There's a lot of really great insight to come out of the tools that we have and the brain power of Ryan and his team. So give us a call, send us an email. We look forward to chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.